Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Supernatural Saturday, the meditation portion of our weekly program, Shortcuts for Your Soul. And notice the background behind me is completely blank because today we're going to be talking about a simple, quiet mind. This is something that teachers of conventional education, politicians, advertisers, most of the people on this planet do not understand the importance, nor do they want you to understand the importance of having a simple, quiet mind. There are so many people on medications for various drugs to control emotions and thoughts. And I cannot stress how important it is that you know, not theorize or wonder, it doesn't matter who you are, that you can learn to have a mind that is still and quiet. You can teach your mind. Your mind can't do anything except what you tell it to do. And today's meditation is simply about a simple, quiet mind. And I'm fortunate enough to have the Ascended with me, which is a collection of multidimensional beings and ascended masters that work with a lot of people on this physical planet. And they really stressed, and again, they stressed that it's important you understand this, that there is a benefit to many that you cannot control your own mind, but that they can. So it is important that you learn to understand that your mind is an instrument that is immediately and directly under your authority and control. Do not defer the authority of your thoughts and your emotions to anyone. Learn to deliberately and intentionally operate your mind as similarly as you would your hand to pick up a glass of water or your body to drive a car. You may also drive your mind that it would serve to serve you rather than you feeling you are being pulled through the mud by it as the world has trained it to do. And we would encourage you to recognize that there are many things in this world that place things in your mind that do not and will not ever serve you. When they came in this morning, the quiet mind, they said, you got to do this where there's nothing, no background, no distractions, no disturbances. It's important you understand that you can create a mind that's like this background behind me, that's nothing, quiet, still, space. What most people don't know is that they can do that. They think that their thoughts are more real than the awareness that you are. Please understand that your awareness is far more real than the thoughts that you think in your mind, or the thoughts that have been placed in your mind, or the thoughts that others have placed in your mind. Please understand. Our reasoning and for being here today is very simple, that you have the awareness to still and quiet that mind and that body. They are instruments for you to utilize in your journey of creating. In your journey of creating. The body that you're in is yours. The thoughts that you have are designed to be used by you, not for you to be used by them. And our meditation process, as always, will be very simple. We do not like complexity as it is unnecessary. Life is very simple. Ask and you shall receive. Now, a number of questions will come up from you. One of those questions will be, well, if my mind is so noisy, how do I get it quiet? Very simple. You take your attention and you put it into silence. You put your attention and you keep your attention into silence. But so many of you are so embroiled in the thoughts that this world has told you to think and the emotions that those thoughts create. And many of you have been manipulated into looking into the realities that are fabricated as stories on television and in books, that you've forgotten that you get to make up a story of your own of your own choosing, with your own thoughts and your own emotions. In a mind that is simply quiet, you can choose to think what thoughts you will. You can choose to create emotions that will empower and inspire you. This is what happens when you can control your own mind, choose your own thoughts. You generate your own energy in this fashion. It is how you generate energy in this physical dimension. The utilization of thoughts, image, and emotion combined produce the conditions that you experience in your biology and in your environment. And it is very simple to turn it off, much the same way as you would turn the ignition of your car off and the engine stops running. You don't stop being when you turn the engine of your car off. And we can assure you that when you stop the thinking or the thoughts in your mind, that you will not only become more alive, but you will also find peace. That is your true nature. Love and peace are your true nature. So I've had all this energy with these beings this morning, going through this vibration of just where there is no need for thought, where being is conscious. I want to repeat that. There is no need for thought where your being is conscious. And what does that mean? Conscious means that you are aware. And you don't need thoughts to be aware. You don't need emotions to be aware, because you exist independent of thought and emotion. You are a non-physical entity living through a physical medium of expression. Please understand this, that you do not require the thoughts of this world, nor the emotions that those thoughts create, in order for you to exist. To exist in this world, you do require a physical body, but then even that has some truth to it that is not true, and that is that we don't necessarily have physical bodies and we can exist, but we do use one in order to communicate through to you. Please understand that your mind is a vehicle of creation. Your emotions are the fuel of that creation. All thought is creative. All emotion makes the creation. If you understand this, then it becomes very important what we're saying, that you learn how to simply make your mind quiet and still. And you can do this if you take your attention away from thought. And you may be aware of sounds and you may be aware of distractions, but take your attention away from them. They will still be there, but now you're not distracted by them. The sounds of the planes, or the sounds of the car, or the sounds of the birds, or the sounds of the children, or the sounds of the people, it does not matter. They are going to be there, but you do not have to be disturbed nor distracted by them. You can simply be aware that they are there, undisturbed and undistracted. And you may do the same thing with your own thoughts. They are there, and in your awareness of them, you are not distracted by them. You're just aware that they're there. But for the sake of our meditative process today, we're going to request that you be willing to let your thoughts go, to give your mind and your body permission to not think for a while, to give your mind permission to not have thoughts, to take your attention away from all of the thoughts in your mind, to give your mind a rest. And when your mind gets a rest, when it is not active, the body is not active. It becomes still and quiet. And so we will tell you, again, quite simply, the process is to first have your body breathing, and relaxing and being still. And again, the reason we chose this background is because this is what you can create in your mind, this still, empty, undisturbed, distracted space that you can be aware of. And in the awareness of that space, the distractions of your thoughts diminish so that your thoughts eventually are not there. They will be there for later, but to be able to get your thoughts, to give them permission to not be present, to give your mind permission to not think about what is coming next or what was before or what might be or what might not be, to give your mind permission to not consider any of that for just a few minutes. And in that process, you are going to have a new experience. If you're willing to allow, if you're willing to indulge in allowing your mind to not think for a little while, and in allowing your body to relax, to become still, to become peaceful. You can give your body this permission. You can give your mind that permission, for you are the master of the temple, that body in which you rest right now. And it is time you understand this. A simple and quiet mind will actually give you greater awareness of things, a greater understanding of the effects and causes to certain emotional qualities. Please understand this, that the moment your mind becomes quiet, you become free to consider new possibilities for your life. And it is the only time that you can consider new possibilities for your life when your mind is still and not distracted by your past or your future past or your past present. Once you have taught your mind to be still, and you can feel the stillness that is occurring as a result of that, the vibration that comes from stillness, you have space in consciousness to consider other things. Most people with their mind going yakety yak and blah, 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 and it never seems to stop. It is very difficult to conceive of or consider new possibilities. This is why you see many of the news stations doing the same thing to you day in and day out, stimulating fear and uncertainty and unhappiness in your consciousness so that you cannot consider other possibilities for your life. There is more to life than fear. There's more to life than what others tell you. There is a life that you can create independent of the thoughts that have been established and rooted in your mind by this environment that you call your earth. You can establish new thought, new ideas, new possibilities in your mind, and they too, given your attentions and focus, will then take root, and you will begin to create a new expression of your being in this realm that you call time and space and matter. Remember, you are here as a creative consciousness to experience the act of creating through conditions of thought, emotion, and matter, watching cause and effect, generating cause and effect, and experiencing them. And you may defer that process to your television or to a movie or to another person. You may defer your thoughts to them, and you will then reap the thoughts that you have accepted from that which is outside of yourself. And hopefully they are more good than bad. Hopefully they more are love than fear. That is our hope, that if you are going to defer your mind to anyone, that you defer it to those that would offer you truth, wisdom, love, light, and the possibility that you are a limitless creator in a physical medium, learning the act of creating. When they said the meditation would be on a simple, quiet mind, I was really excited because this is something that a lot of people need. In fact, they tell me billions of people, not millions, billions of people need to understand that they can have a still, quiet mind. And it's the only place, yes, it's the only place that you can create anything new from. You can't create anything new from a mind that remembers what it was or a mind that's thinking about what will be. You can't create anything new from what was before, because you'll just create a variation on that. But you can always create something new in a mind that is quiet and still. You can imagine, you can sense, you can generate emotional energies in a simple, quiet mind. And so the meditation will be very simple today. We'll take some questions before we begin, but the meditation will be very simple. And the reason we do this meditation is because you're not getting this from television. You're not getting this from movies. You're not getting this from the food, most of the food you eat. You're not getting a simple, quiet mind from the world around you. The world around you is very distracting and disturbing and fraught with all kinds of unpleasant things going on right now. So it's very important that you learn to create a clean canvas in your mind, much like this background, that you can put anything on it that you want, put anything in your mind that you desire that would be pleasing to you, and not simply what is being put into your mind from the environment. And so in the process of breathing, there's something that happens in your biology. When you take a slow, deep breath and you exhale, you can literally release and change the chemistry in your body with a simple breath. The very act of breathing can change the chemistry in your body. Slow, deep breathing mimics a restful state. Slow, deep breathing, when you're directing your body to breathe slowly and deeply, you're teaching your body to mimic a state of relaxation. You're teaching it. And in doing that to your body, as the body's chemistry begins to change, then the electrical function of your brain begins to change because the body's shifting. And when the electrical composition in the brain begins to change, then the nature and quality of the kinds of thoughts that are running through your mind will also begin to change. So while I'm communicating this information to you, please take some time as you're listening to breathe slowly and deeply. And as you exhale, deliberately and intentionally give your body permission to relax. Because it's important you understand the foundational information to what we're saying in order that it makes sense to you, so that when you do it, you will know what you're doing and why. Because we don't want you to do something simply because we say to do it. We want you to do something so you gain the experience to know for yourself if this is valid or not. Whereas the rest of the world would have you accept what they tell you without consideration. Just accept what we tell you without considering it because we're saying it. That is not what we want. We want you to know from your experience the truth of your experience, not simply because we say these words or communicate this information to you. And so, please, indulge yourself and take a slow, deep breath and breathe slowly and deeply. Fill your lungs. And as you exhale, give your body intentional permission to relax. Allow the body to relax. Give it permission to be still, to be quiet, to be open and receptive to your awareness. Give it that permission as you continue to listen. As the body breathing slowly, as you breathe it slowly, it begins to relax. It begins to become still. It begins to become quiet. That changes the chemistry in the body. It mimics a restful state, that slow, deep breathing that your body usually does when you put it to rest at night, because you never go to sleep, but you do put your body to rest. And as you continue to breathe slowly and deeply and allow the muscles, allow the body to relax. Give it permission. The muscles on your face and neck and shoulders, give them all permission to relax as you exhale. Give the body permission to relax. It needs your permission to relax. And when you're breathing it like that, slow and deep, and you give it permission to relax, it goes deeper. And allow it to continue to do that. As the body relaxes more, the process of electrical energy in the brain begins to shift and change with the changes in chemistry. Your thoughts begin to become quiet as your body begins to become more relaxed. That's what happens when you put your body at rest in the evening. You also allow the mind to go to sleep as the biochemistry changes when you leave the body. In this case, you're directing the body into that sleep resembling state so that you're deliberately altering the chemistry of your body and of your mind. If you continue to breathe and allow the body to relax, you can then move your awareness up to this place where thoughts exist, where memories exist, where future considerations are stored electrically in that instrument you call your brain, which is merely just a conductive system for transforming energy from a higher vibrational state into a physical expression. As you move your awareness to that place of where thoughts and emotions, memories, and future considerations exist, you can continue to let the body breathe slowly and deeply. And then, as you breathe slowly and deeply, you can begin to allow thought to be released. As you exhale now, allow thought to be released. So now you are breathing slowly and deeply. You are giving the body permission to relax, to let go, to be open and receptive to your awareness. And then you draw your breath in to your mind. And as you exhale, you intentionally release and liberate thought from your mind. Let go of your thoughts. Let go of your memories. Let go of future considerations as you exhale. So you're literally breathing the thoughts out of your mind. And as you continue to do that, you'll notice it starts to get quieter inside the mind. There is less distraction. Each breath now you use to release thought from your mind. And if thought seeks to distract you, if a memory tries to capture you, if a future consideration, simply breathe and release it, like you are holding on something and you let it go. You simply breathe and release. And to simply continue this process of drawing breath in slowly, releasing it, allowing the body to relax more deeply, giving the muscles permission to relax, giving the thoughts permission to be still. As you exhale them from your body, you can exhale thoughts from your mind as you exhale air from your body. And so do this for about a moment. We'll do this with you. Simply breathe. And as you exhale, release the thoughts from your mind. Just let them go with your breath. Any thoughts that try to be persistent, any emotions that try to be persistent, again, just simply use your breath, breathe in, and release those thoughts and those emotions as you exhale. And repeatedly release them. Give them permission to be released. Give the thoughts, give the emotions permission to be still. Give them permission. It is your mind. It will listen to you. It needs to hear you, giving it permission to be still, to be quiet, to be receptive and open to your awareness. And just breathe like this now for about a minute. Just breathe, release the tension from the body, release the thoughts and the emotions from your mind, and allow yourself to become aware of how the stillness within you begins to feel, how you as an awareness begin to feel as the thoughts, emotions, and tensions are released from you as you release them. Each breath releasing thought, emotion, memory. Each breath releasing tension. If the body gets jittery or uncomfortable, simply gently breathe and give it permission to relax. Communicate to your body if it's jittery at all, that it's safe. Communicate to your body that it is safe so that you begin to feel how it feels when you communicate that it is safe to it. Because your body feels and hears every thought that you offer to it, every thought that the mind offers to it. So in liberating your thoughts, in liberating your emotions from the body, you begin to bring into your body a new state of being. Just continue to do this. and we will take some questions. Good morning, everybody. Hello, Kira. Hello, Enjoy. Hello, Marie. The key they keep saying to me is being very mindful and conscious that you are able to give the body permission to relax, that you are able to give the thoughts permission to be still. You can give your mind permission to not think for a while. Farbadiva is asking, yesterday the Divine Council of Light's message was for me to sit in the shade of the mushroom. Do they mean that I need to be quiet or rest or remain hidden, or will they clarify later? Again, they're saying it was not just a mushroom, but something that is mushroom shaped that you would sit under. The nature and quality of how you would sit could be as we're describing today. Vertical Connection is asking, would it be helpful sometimes to meditate in the bathtub, since water is an electrical conduit? Absolutely. I would encourage that you put Epsom salts in that bath water. You could also put in essential oil, but again, just being in the water and allowing the waters to become still and then becoming the stillness of the water, that would be very powerful for you. Go into the bath and just feel the stillness of the water. Give all of your attention to the stillness of the water. Do not let the body move, but let your awareness become connected to the stillness of the water. Because in what we are saying today, a simply quiet mind offers you the freedom to create more than the mind that this world has given you will. And in a still mind, you can consider what wonderful things you could introduce into your thoughts, what wonderful images you can bring into your mind other than the ones that the world has given you. So yes, indulge in the stillness of the waters. The brother Master Jesus often speaks of this. When he speaks of the stilling of the waters, he speaks of being able to quiet the mind and the emotions. These are the waters upon which he walks undisturbed. And when his mind was ever disturbed, before he understood this, he learned that by stilling it and quieting it, that he was indeed the master, could walk upon the waters of the mind and the body and not sink in the turmoil of its storm. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. John is asking, when is the time for creating with our own feelings, and when is the time to surrender the creation to the universe and be quiet? Thank you. Jana, that's a beautiful question. And I'm being told to say, as you're hearing these questions being asked and answered, stay mindful of keeping your body still and quiet. Because when your body is still and quiet, even when somebody else is speaking and your mind is still and quiet, you can hear differently. We're so trained to hear from our five physical senses that we don't hear from the inside. Yes, I know. They're saying it's very important that you hear the silence, you hear what is inside. But to answer your question directly, Jana, when your mind is still and your mind is quiet, you can begin to conceive of new possibilities. So, for example, let's say your financial world is struggling right now, and you're worried about money. Well, that's something that's currently in your mind. And if you create a still, quiet mind, and it's still and quiet, and you begin to move into the realm of the possibility that great wealth is yours, you consider the possibility of what great wealth means to you, whether it's having money or being happy or being able to travel. You begin to conceive of what that is in the quiet mind. And when you begin to conceive of it, an energy will come up, a feeling will begin to come up. Just with the idea, the new thought form. Remember, most of what's on this world in terms of information and knowledge keeps many of you in suffering. You do not realize that you're seeking to be relieved of your suffering from this world, but this world is giving you the very suffering that you seek relief from. The only way you will find relief from this world is by giving it to yourself, by quieting your mind and your body and conceiving of new ideas. The process of conceiving of new ideas in the stillness of your mind will create a vibrational energy that you call emotion. this is what happens. And when you feel the vibration of that emotion that you are wealthy, and you feel the vibration of that emotion, now creation begins. You begin the creation of energy that's necessary for causing the changes in your world. And so, yes, you conceive of the new idea, the new possibility in the stillness of your mind, and it begins to create an emotion and energy inside you. That is when you are beginning to send the creation into manifestation. You continue to do this. You continue to do this regularly and consistently until the energy hatches into your world. Many of you know that it is possible with a single awareness, a single thought, a single feeling to create a reality that's brand new. But for most of you, the process of doing this repeatedly is necessary in the beginning to gain the experience and understanding that you can do this. It's like driving a car, you have to do it. And so we encourage you in that stillness to continue generating the new thought, the new emotion, the new idea. And you continue to do that. Make time for it each and every day, as often as you may. But always, always make certain you get your body still. You get your mind still. And then you conceive. And that is the Immaculate Conception, when the stillness and the quiet is there, and you conceive of an idea which comes from somewhere, but you do not see it. It is conceived. It is an Immaculate Conception. The process of creation is the Immaculate Conception. The minute you conceive of a new idea in the space of a quiet mind, you are giving birth to, conceiving of a new creation. That is the Immaculate Conception. And so you stay in that, and you stay with that conception, and you work with it, and you nurture it, much the same way a child is nurtured in the womb. You nurture your new thought and the energy that goes with it, and you continue to nurture it until your mind and your body are filled with its vitality and its vibration, and soon to be, your world will be filled with this as well. Soon to be. Wonderful. Thank you for that question, John. It was great. I love that answer. Question from SJK. I would appreciate any guidance from a life direction. Nothing seems to turn out as planned. Thank you. Great question, SJK. And yes, I understand. It is important that you understand that what you have said is true because you are seeking to resolve that which cannot be resolved from the world. It can only be resolved from within you. In the stillness and quiet of your mind, you can create and conceive of a new world, as we are saying. But you cannot firefight with the world. You cannot continue to manipulate and alter and fight with the world to try and make it into what you want. You have to create what you want within you first, and then act from that energy, that emotion. So this simple, quiet mind you can cultivate, beginning with the breath. And allowing the body to be still, to be quiet, to use the breath to relinquish and release thought from your mind, to give your mind permission to be still and quiet and peaceful. Then you move into the Creator's workshop, the place where your creations in this world can originate. The new creations that you desire must originate from within you. The world will not give them to you, even if they may be available to you in this world. You must have the energy within you to align to that manifestation also in this condition of time and space. Release your fear. Release your fear. Conceive of your joy. Feel the energy of joy. And each time your fear that you cannot have what you want comes to your awareness, simply breathe and release this. But our goal today was first to establish that you can establish a quiet, simple mind that will serve you as you would will it to serve you, and not as the world has made it to not serve you. For many of you struggle with what the world has told you is true or false, and therefore you do not know what is true or false, but the truth is within you. You are a creator, here to learn the act of creating, and we encourage you to apply this simple process to cultivate a simple mind, that you may manifest your heart's desire from the perspective of your conscious creating capabilities as an awareness. Remember, your mind and body are merely the instruments that you use in manifesting creation and acts of creation in what you call time and space. Wow. Thank you, SJK. Question from Animo. Is there guidance available in regards to my apparent resistance to making decisions? Yes, there is. If you are resistant to making decisions, it is because you have resistance in your mind to what it is you are seeking to decide. If you cannot conceive of new possibilities in the silence of your own mind, then you will be indecisive about what you're going to do. Or if you have fundamental ideas resident in your mind that conflict with your own desired outcomes, then you will be resistant to making decisions. But we can assure you, if we held out $1 million in a briefcase to you and said, you only have to take 3 steps forward to take this briefcase from our hand and it is yours, we can assure you, you would not have much trouble making a decision there. So in the simple, quiet mind that you can cultivate, it is important that you generate thoughts, image, energy that excite you and compel you to want that which it is that you focus upon. You must create in the consciousness of your own mind that energy, that thought that would compel you to step forward and take that briefcase of wealth. So what you conceive as wealth in your mind that gives you the vibrational sensation of joy, upliftment, and power will take you forward in and of itself. The very nature of emotional energy is that it will attract you and repel you to and from what you want or do not want. At least in its normal state, it does this. But we encourage you to not to continue to defer your creative process to what this world would offer you, but to move into the process of deliberate creation, where you are in your mind, a still, quiet mind, giving it permission to not think, giving the body permission to be still, using the body's breath as a sacred mechanism for inducing this vehicle that you express through to be your servant, not your master, to utilize your awareness in the act of deliberate thought, deliberate image, and deliberate creation. The Immaculate Conception is something that you can enact within the confines of your own consciousness. And you can bring those conceptions forth into this world. The Immaculate Conception is the act of creation, the act of deliberate creation. Oh, thank you. That's cool. I love it. Question from Robin. How does someone release their fear and quiet the mind when they think their life is falling apart and their brain won't stop? Robin, thank you so much for asking that question. This is a beautiful, beautiful question, and one that there are literally billions of people on the planet right now that are at this point where they need to release their mind from their awareness, release their awareness from their mind. Quite simply, the act of persistent breathing, like when you begin to breathe, as they said this earlier, when you take a breath, slow, deep breath, and you take a slow, deep breath, you do it right now, and you hold the breath for a second, and then you release it. And when you release it, give your body permission to relax. And you continually and repeatedly do that until the body stays relaxed. If the body gets jumpy and wants to do things, repeatedly keep it still, keep it relaxed. Let the body know you're going to keep it safe for the time you're doing this, okay? For you, Robin, this is for you. Let your body know you're going to keep it safe for the time period you're doing this, and make sure you're in a space that's safe. And give your body permission then to release, to let go, to be still with each breath. And each breath, let it go deeper. Remember now you're taking the role of creator, taking the role of authority over matter. And as you tell the body to breathe slowly and deeply, and relax and release, it begins to liberate tension from it. And when you start to liberate tension from the body, your chemistry changes, your body's chemistry changes. That begins to affect chemical changes in the brain. When the body starts to go into that state of relaxation, a chemical change happens. That chemical change will also begin to affect and change the types of thoughts that can move through your nervous system in the brain. And then once the body's at a relatively relaxed place, you use your breath to release thoughts from the mind. They said this so that you can review this video later. But you use the breath to then release thoughts from your mind slowly. And if thoughts come back, continue to breathe and release them. Our Mediumship Program 101, 102, our intermediate level Mediumship Program will teach you to master this process. You'll learn to master your mind in a way that you never thought possible. And I encourage you to go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and check out our Mediumship 102 program. It starts next week. And they show us in that course and train us how to do that, how to get the mind when it's, how to get it so you can just literally go, and there's very specific things that you learn and you were taught in that course that will let you experience that. But even now, they're telling me to tell you right now, just that process, if you're following what we have asked you to do, to breathe slowly, to breathe deeply, to give all the muscles in your body permission to be still repeatedly, just continue to give them permission to be still. Assure your body it's safe. Yes, they want me to emphasize, for some of you, you need to make certain that your body will be in an environment that it will be safe at, where you know it will be safe for the time you do this. The goal is to gain experience that you can get your body to be still, to be quiet. So you want to put your body in a safe environment where you feel undisturbed, undistracted. Eventually you get to a place like me. We live in downtown Toronto here, and I got fire trucks and airplanes and cars and people on the street screaming and yelling, and I'll meditate, and none of that disturbs me. You're going to learn to get to a place where all that stuff of the world can go on as much as it wants, and you'll remain undisturbed by it and undistracted by it. That's what you'll learn, that all that crazy stuff can still go on, and you don't have to be crazy. There's nothing wrong with who you are. There's nothing wrong with who you are. But yeah, then you learn to still the mind. Great question, Robin. One more question from Enjoy. Any advice on how best to do a body scan to relax? Yes, Enjoy. It's quite simply just follow that process. Follow that process. Like, the body has been trained by it's interacting with your mind. So if your mind is filled with thoughts of like, oh my God, what's happening? The virus and this thing and that thing. If your mind is filled with all this fear, the body can only react to the mind at the level the body's at. Again, come to the 102 course. You'll learn all of this stuff. You'll learn to master your body. Like literally, you can literally teach the body in a single breath. I think we have some students here today that have learned to do this. With a single breath, your body can go into this beautiful, blissful state, and your mind can be still and quiet and open and receptive to you. And then you can begin to put in thoughts, ideas, and information into your mind that will support, sustain, and liberate you from the world that's been imposed upon your mind. Right? Wonderful. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. And so on that note, it is important that if you follow this, and if you've been following it along, the process of breathing slowly, deeply, breathing your body. Remember, you can teach your body to breathe the way you want it to breathe, and you can teach your mind to not think. What's happened for many of you is that the world is doing your thinking for you by telling you to think this and to think that, to not think this, to not think that. And you need to drop the world from your mind, and you need to drop the world from your body. And the process is very simple, as we've articulated. slow, deep breathing to get the body still and quiet. Make certain in the beginning that your body's in a space that it won't be disturbed, because your body is instinctual and it will react to things automatically, sounds and things. It'll go, what's that? What's that? Because that's its nature. That's how it survived for billions of years. But it's not who you are. So you have to teach the body, oh no, that's just a fire truck. You're perfectly safe. You have to teach the body to be still, to be quiet, to become open and receptive to you. You have to teach it that. And again, we'll teach you how to do that in the Mediumship 102 program. Go to my website, sign up for the course. Don't waste time. Your life is precious. You're not here to suffer. You're here to create. You're here to create whatever you want to create. And you can do that. Once the body is still, once the mind is quiet, you'll be free to create. And Master Jesus constantly said, people don't understand that the stuff going on in the mind is the stormy seas. The stuff going on in your mind is the stormy sea. And you're seeing it in the world around you because everybody else has it going on in them too. And until you can calm the seas, it's very difficult to walk upon the waters. I love that. Thank you. It's very important to do that. So yes, getting the body still and quiet, and then using the breath that you use to quiet the body to also quiet the mind. You can actually release thoughts from your mind using the breath of the body. And again, we'll teach you all of that in the Mediumship 102 program. And you'll get, by the end of the program, you'll be meditating for up to an hour every day. And you'll be just blown away at how easy it is to learn to meditate, how exciting and how wonderful, how beautiful it is when you realize your mind and body are your servants, not your masters. And that's another thing Master Jesus talks about a lot, that your body is an instrument to serve you. Your mind is an instrument to serve you, right? Again, I welcome you and encourage you to join the course and program. And I will see you guys on Monday, Shortcuts for Your Soul. I'm looking forward to that. We're going to have a wonderful day on Monday. I want to wish you all much love. Again, if you've listened carefully, if you're just coming on right now, please watch this again and follow the instructions they gave everybody and do it while they're talking. Because you can be in a meditative state and still hear things. You can be in a meditative state and have a quiet mind and still know and comprehend, because you're not your mind. You're not your body. You are an awareness that's here to create and learn the act of creation through a process of interacting with time, space, and matter. And it's that simple, in a nutshell. Yes. On that note, I want to wish you all a much wonderful and beautiful day. I want to thank the Ascended for coming in. I want to thank Master Jesus for coming in quickly. And I want to thank you guys for your questions, your concerns. Remember, if you've enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up. And remember to subscribe to the channel, because we come live 4 times a week, Saturday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And there's just so much to be learned here, so much to be gained from these interactions with these beings. And they interact with you. They interact with all of us. We just have to get our awareness liberated from our limiting thoughts, our limiting emotions, so that we can tune into the higher vibrational frequencies of different information and knowledge. I want to wish you all much love. If you want to support my channel, you can do that through my Patreon account, patreon.com/William Michael Forbes, and sign up for the Mediumship 102 course. The course begins next Saturday. It is life-changing. You'll learn this stuff. It's easy to do once you understand the process, once you experience it, like driving a car. Once you got instructions, you can drive the car. And you don't need a driving instructor once you can drive the car, right? Have yourselves a wonderful and joyful day, and I will see you on Monday on Shortcuts for Your Soul. Bye for now.